Welcome everybody. In this presentation, I will tell you some hints about how to assess the track of the mitral valve paravalvular leak, because this is very important. Uh, the location is important, the size is important, but the track is very important and sometimes people miss it. So what is a track? There are two types of tracks in the mitral paravalvular leaks. There is a straight track and there is a sliding track. So this is an example of a straight track defect. What does it mean? Here, this is a narrow sector acquisition for a BVL in the mitral position. You can see it looks like an ASD. So there is a direct continuation between the left atrium and the left ventricle. If you look from the side, and if you look from the left atrial aspect, you can see a hole with a black thing in the back. So that's exactly looks like an ASD. That means if you put a wire or a catheter or a plug here in this position, it will go straight away down to the LV without affection of the mitral valve. This is like a dual view, one from the left atrial aspect and the other one is from the LV aspect. As you can clearly see, there is a straight track between the LA and the LV. Any plug you will put here, it will go straight away to the LV, away from the mitral valve, which is a very benign track or course. So this is one of the things you need to assess. Let's have a look on another example. I call it the sliding track defect. From the left atrial aspect, you may not see anything because there is no direct defect that communicates between the LA and the LV. Something looks like the BFO. It looks like a flap between the LA and LV. In that case, this sliding track will take all the wires, all the plugs, all the sheath from the LA directly beneath the mitral valve and will definitely affect the mitral valve motion, especially in mechanical prosthesis. This is number one complication. In order to see it, in that case, you need to tilt the volume to see the track. But from a straight view, from the LA or the LV, you will not see any defect. But here I had to tilt the volume in order to see the track with some rocking motion. This is also another example of another patient. This sliding track is a malignant track because, again, anything you will put from the LA, it will go following this track and it will go beneath the mitral valve. It will not go straight away to the LV because the way is blocked actually. This is the same patient. I'm looking from the LA aspect. This patient had previous BVL and there is another BVL that is somewhere here, and you can see I had to phase crop the volume in order to check the BVL opening. By color 3D, the sliding track is very deceiving. You will not see the origin of the jet. You see some chaotic signal, but it will not show you the jet behind the mitral valve. In that case, I really like the glass view because the glass view shows you what is behind the tissue and what is behind the mitral valve. This is the jet inside the left atrium, and this is the flat jet inside the LV. And this is a freeze frame for the mitral regurgitant jet. With the glass view, you can see the jet inside the left atrium is taking a track, while there is an acute angulation of this jet inside the LV and then the neck, and then goes straight away into the LA. So the glass view is very helpful in checking the track of the defect. Also, offing or removing the tissue from the 3D volume and keep just the color signal is very helpful as well. This is a freeze frame of the jet. You can see again the track inside the LA. This is the regurgitant jet inside the LA, and this is the jet inside the LV, or the PISA inside the LV. Very acute angulation. That's why you will expect that if you put any wire here, it will not go straight away to the LV because the way is blocked. It will go beneath the mitral valve. Also, by MPR is another tip in order to check the track of the BVL with color. Put it in the MPR and then align your lines above the mitral regurgitation jet, and then by sweeping and rotating the volume around the central axis, you will see the jet inside the LV and then the neck and then the LA. So this is very important to check because a straight track is very benign, a sliding track is very malignant and very deceiving and very challenging inside the cath lab, because, as we said, number one, all the plugs and sheath will go inside the LV beneath the mitral valve and can impair the function of the discs. This is number one. Number two complication, if you try to put any plug here and the defect was not straight, if it was sliding like that, any plug you will put, it will lift the valve up more and more, and it will create another defect. The more you put plugs in from the side, it will lift the valve from the mitral annulus, and then another leak will develop, and this is very common. That's why in my practice, once I see a defect taking the sliding track, I will usually refer to surgery. So for further reading, I have this review article on the added value of three-dimensional echo in the management of mitral para-valvular leaks. And of course, you have the position paper from the ACVI. And if you like the online resources, I have a complete online 2D, 3D transesophageal echo course that's available online on this website, or by just scanning this code, it will take you straight away to the course. And thank you.